What's up guys, this is ScherBR talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, let's talk about the last raid boss challenge. We have to fight versus the True Eye, the Mass, the Abomination, I don't know the name of this. But it's a boss that has weakness against everything, save for shadow damage, as you can see here. And it will attack you with shadow damage mostly, but sometimes a secondary element as well. Well, the Mass attacks multiple times. It's not really that great to go for multiple turns, although I'll show you how I did. But I suggest you go for just some good damage and then finish the fight as soon as possible. Well, in order to do that, I even equipped the characters with something that would decrease their shadow resistance. For example, I am using this Great Ranger's formation that is usually good to train multiple characters. And I brought characters that will just die easier because they self-harm. For example, Rook, he will lose HP by recoil. And I gave him this Hero Omelet. If you have it, it decreases shadow resistance. And, well, that's it. There's also this equipment called Pumpkin Suit that decreases shadow resistance. I equipped this on Merlot-Syrah because if you bring one of the Divine Beasts, you actually increase the chance of getting accessories. And, well, maybe you still don't have the plus version, and getting it as soon as possible would be nice. And I brought some other characters that have strong turn 1 damage, like I have Joe. Inherited Sparkling Ice. Sparkling Ice deals good damage and then she gets paralyzed. The same can be said for Rufus. There are other characters like, for example, the latest Dark It, Global X version, can self-harm 80% of HP. There's also Madeline. Those characters will actually die fast. But even then, without equipping gears and armors, you will not have much resistance and then you'll probably die super fast anyway. Up to turn 2 at most. So let's go and check this setup. Well, for Merlot-Syrah, you can either use Assault on turn 1 if you want, or just use skill number 2 if you think that you're gonna survive for more than one turn. Assault, it's C power. Chain Lightning, the main attack, is actually B power, and then you can actually land between 2 and 4 hits, so you can even get a higher score. This time I just left using Assault because that would hit 2 times in turn 1 and maybe 2 times on turn 2 if I survive. But it's not that likely that I will survive. Let's see here what happens. But we have 3 characters that are already paralyzed. They would die easily. They haven't died on the first turn. It's kind of hard to die on the first turn, to be honest, even without equipment. But on the second one, yeah, you would die. So Assault. Then I had Sunder inherited with Gustav, and now everyone will die. That's a very fast way to get some okay damage and don't last too much, because the second alternative is actually very long. So the squad brings Great Rangers again. You can also try a Muscle Road, or you can also try a Mage squad with Mystic Line, because those would work. And even here, Guard Focus if you have 2 very strong attackers and want to use your buffers in the front line. But here the thing is, you need to bring characters that can actually keep buffing their status. The ones that will survive well are those that have action switch or similar, like Bertrand that has Tenebrae Glaces and he has some sort of action switch by attacking with multiple elemental attacks. And we have here Razan because he has that Resonant Radiant Blade that applies both attack boost and defense boost. And I have here Valdor because he decreases the BP cost so that I can actually cast twice for Razan, and that will allow us to survive a little further. The good thing about Gears is that he negates shadow damage, and we can actually bring Left Fork on 13, see if he uses it multiple times. And I have Leon here that can trigger defense block, so sometimes he'll actually do a lot of damage, and I have Acrobatic Race on 10 and Gunner Assault on 10. But, well, this may not be so good since the fight is very, very long. And as for equipment, I just brought stuff that will decrease shadow resistance, as you can see in all of them. Although Mirce does not need, I brought for him Shadow and Heat. Everyone else tries to defend against a Shadow so that they can survive a little more. Other characters that will work super well here will be, for example, Maria. She will be able to buff status, and then when she sees that someone is dying, she will heal and apply evasion. That will allow you to survive a little more. But in this case, I will have to drop Valdor, but I kind of want him to see if my Mirza does more damage, and my Bertrand as well. This is his cool Bertrand because he has that stronger attack on turn 1. Tenebrae Glaces really helps do more damage, and he also self-buffs, so very nice. Curse is an ailment that applies all status debuff in the start of the next turn. This is something that happens in just some bosses, as you can see, but Razen can remove that by use of his relief zone. If he gets to chase, that is, because he will use Resonant Radiant Blade again. That's good because it increases Bertrand damage, and Bertrand and Mirza will be the ones that will survive more here. I inherited Twilight Fall. If you don't have Twilight Fall, you can also get the twin attack from his Global X style. Usually by the end of the second turn I have close to 4 million, and that's actually good enough. And now the Mass starts attacking lots of times with the Veer that has AoE version, single target version. There's a lot of damage, and there's one hit that can actually kill Mirza that has no shadow. Well, we are still alive, well, save for Lian, as you can see. Sometimes he survives, sometimes he doesn't, depends on if he applies damage block or not. And all we want here is just to keep attacking with Mirza and Bertrand if they can. There are other cards that work super well on this fight, but I don't have all of them. Death would be nice here as well to try to keep the full squad alive. Twilight Fall. And if Mirza triggers his heal, he can actually keep some people alive for more time. Almost 2,000 damage on Mirza there. River, that's the single target version. See, it's too long. That's why I believe everyone should actually just try to go for easy death squads. So don't need to use the squad I showcased on the first video. You should just bring your characters that you want to train status with their best equipments and allow them to die by turn 2. That's probably the best way to go with this raid boss. I'll probably get around 7 million or something. Sometimes I get 8 million, depends on chases and depends if Mirza survives enough. Bertrand has a lot of deflects as well in this fight. Still not in danger. But it's way too long, way too many attacks. They're all indirect, there's nothing that you can do. If you could just counter, that would be nice, but they are all indirect. This sick line helps a lot by decreasing indirect damage. You could just try to bring Hardy as well, but Hardy, I don't know, was not so good when I tried him. That's right, very close to 7 million, way too slow. So yeah, I recommend going with the first strategy and bring your characters to just do some good damage and then drop, train everyone you have, and that's it. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it helps you with your grind, and don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and I hope to see you soon in the next one. Bye.